Hey everybody, it's Rachel here from rachthestamper.wordpress.com, and today I want to show you how to make this really pretty card. I actually saw this idea on Pinterest, and the card was from so long ago, sadly enough, that we still had Riding Hood Red. So you know that's been a good long time ago. Riding Hood Red and Pear Pizzazz. So those are two really pretty colors, so I was a little bit bummed when I realized what the color red was. But I decided, since I got this new Designer Series paper stack? Yes, the Bright Designer Series paper stack, that I was going to make it anyway. And I'm using the new set from the April Paper Pumpkin, the extra surprise set that everybody got, to fill in the words for it. So for this one I used Happy Place, and this flower is from the Butterfly Basics stamp set, which is in the annual catalog currently. Now, the new, or I should say the retiring stamps, will be announced on Monday, April 18th. So I don't think this will go away because I think this is one of the newer ones, but you never know. So if this is something that you really like and you want to get it, get on there quick before it's gone. So, without further delay, instead of making this card, I just changed it up a little bit. We are using Wild Wasabi as the base, so this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. We're going to score it at 5 1/2. And then I cut a piece of the Designer Series paper, the Brights stack, at 4 by 5 1/4. And instead of using the dots for this one, we're going to be using the stripes. But first, I'm going to show you, and also instead, we're going to use, instead of using another piece of Melon Mambo, we're going to use a piece of, I believe this is Crumb Cake. What's the other one? Crumb Cake and, Dagnabbit. Crumb Cake. Hold on, let me consult my little guide here. No, this one is Sahara Sand. Sorry about that. So we're going to use a piece of Sahara Sand instead. So this white is cut at 2 by 4 2/8, and then the Crumb Cake is going to be cut at 2 1/8 by 4 1/4. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp our image. And what I did for this is I actually used the markers for these two. So I used the Wild Wasabi marker and the Melon Mambo marker. So we're going to just ink up the images. And when you do one like this, you do want to hold your marker a little bit sideways. It just kind of prevents you from inking anything you don't want to ink and going away from the color that you don't want inked. So you kind of head away from the flowers. And in. Okay, so that's the Wild Wasabi, and then we're going to use the Melon Mambo for the flower portion. I really do miss the Riding Hood Red. I think that actually was when they came out with that one. I think that was when they were just testing it, and they didn't even have the inks yet. I think they only did the markers. That was not Cucumber Crush. Gosh, why do I always call it that? Concord Crush was the grape color. That was a really pretty one too. So once you do this, you do want to huff on the images, which basically is exhaling on them just to reactivate the ink in case there's any dry spots. And then you're going to just stamp onto your image or your paper. Get so used to using the clear stamps that when I have a wood stamp I get confused. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Can't see what I'm doing. It makes me a little out of sorts. So the only thing I did on this is I kind of tried to guesstimate of where I want to cut it, and I cut about, I think it was 1 1/4 off, and then I kind of split the difference between the other ones. So I'm going to cut off 1 1/4, and I'll make that like 1 1/2 on the second one. So 1 1/4, 1 1/4 off of the bottom, and then I kind of split this. It's about 1 1/2 between the two. So I'm going to put snail on all 3 pieces, and I find that it was easiest if you put the top and the bottom piece on. You just don't really fully press them all the way, so you can figure out how much spacing you want between the middle. So I'm going to put the top piece on first, and I just kind of set it there. I didn't really push it down. Put the bottom piece on. Oops. And then kind of just put the middle piece on in there to give a little spacing. And without being exact or extremely anal, it turned out really pretty. Well, even both times that I've done it. So then what I did is I took the 1 1/4 inch punch and I just punched out a little bit of a half circle there, just to give a place to put this little pop. So what we're going to do for this one differently, instead I adhered the 3/8 stitched satin ribbon onto this one. So this time I'm going to actually adhere it to the striped portion. So let me get my snail again. And we're just going to put this here. So what I'll do instead is I'll pop this layer up on dimensionals. Just trim that off. Oh, a little crooked, no biggie. There you go, that's better. So we'll put some dimensionals onto the back of this. And then our other part, what we'll do is we will put a dimensional onto the punch out that we're going to do, but we'll leave the card part flat. Alright, so this is again Wild Wasabi, and we're going to put a piece of Melon Mambo on here. And then we're going to put this piece on. This time we'll put this piece on just flat, so no dimensionals on this part. There. And then what I thought for this one, I'm going to do You Are My, and then on the inside we'll put everything. So I'm going to stamp that. I think I'm going to do this in Wild Wasabi instead. So okay. And just punch this out with a 1 1/4 inch circle punch. And I also took my marker and I just traced around the edges of it just to give it a little bit of a, I don't know, like a finished edge. I think for some reason it gives it a little bit more depth when you do this, even though you really can't see the color so much. It almost creates a shadow. So really, even if you didn't pop it up on a dimensional, it does look a little bit raised. So we're going to put that here with a dimensional. And then what we're going to do for this one is we're going to put a panel on the inside. So we're going to have this at 4 by 5 1/4. Yeah. And then what we're going to do, so we're going to adhere this here. So what I'm going to do with this before I adhere it is I'm going to stamp this little, I don't know what you even call that, slash of ink. Splash of ink, I'm not sure. So I'm going to do it in Wild Wasabi, but I'm going to try to find a piece of scrap. I'm going to stamp it off first, so it's not super dark. And I'm also going to grab my mat, just since this is onto photopolymer. Sorry, brain fart. Yeah, that didn't ink out very well, so let me try that again. Okay, that's good. And then we'll do this right here, because I did want it to be light, a little bit lighter. That's good. And then we're going to do the everything word in Melon Mambo, and this will be full strength. Okay. There you go. That turned out really, really, really pretty. So now we're going to just put this on the inside. Get a little bit of snail. As you can see, I need to clean my table off and get a little bit of smudgies. Okay, so there you go. Let me just fold this down once more. Perfect. Okay, much better. So there are 2 other ideas for you, and you could really even use the new flowers that came in this set as well. I don't know if you can see it better on there, but those are the bonus set that came in the April paper pumpkin. So you could use these flowers and just stamp some flowers and then cut them up. I really like the ribbon underneath, but I think I like the color popped better instead of the crumb cake. What do you think? Leave me a comment and let me know on my blog. You can reach me at rachthestamper.wordpress.com, rachthestamper@gmail.com, and if you want to get all this stuff and make your own cards, you can sign up for the paper pumpkin as well. You can reach me at rachthestamper.stampinup.net. Hope you guys got some inspiration from this video today, and when I get my tongue untwisted, you'll hear more from me. Hope you have a great day. Bye.